Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special 2025 forecast reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Libra, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find the information for that in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and official TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Libra, happy 2025. I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using a special layout for this reading today. It's all about this kind of compass energy. So we're going to be looking at the four directions, north, south, east, and west, how they correspond to certain quarters of the year. I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. The first is the Citadel Fantasy Oracle deck. The second is the Messenger Oracle deck. And your tarot reading today with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. The cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm going to get the center card for the compass to get the overall energy of what Spirit has for you for 2025. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Thank you. Beautiful. My desk is kind of small, so I have 3 decks going. It's kind of a lot. So the card is the Waker, awareness and reflection. Could not be a more gorgeous card. I've done some personal readings, and I've done many of I always do the air signs last but not least. So I've probably done about 15 forecast readings, and no one's gotten this card yet. It's so beautiful. It's so ethereal. It's in the clouds, keeping with your energy, the air element. You know, this connection, this deep connection with your third eye and spirit, because what comes to us through our third eye, through our instinct, our intuition, it's these nudges and downloads from spirit, from your spirit guides. Awareness and reflection. I think that 2025 is going to be a year where you are taking a lot of stock in, you know, what you've done with your life so far and what direction you want to move in. I just wanted to say for the next 10 years. So whether this is you looking at your career circumstances, your marital status, your singledom, your friendship circle, your health, whatever it is, you're kind of allowing everything to be, you know what I see? I see everything kind of being thrown up in the air and kind of mixed up. Like I see like a tossed salad bowl. I don't know why, but I see a tossed. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what I see. There's this scene from Twilight. If you've ever watched the Twilight films, it's in the first Twilight film where the main character Bella is going over to her vampire boyfriend's house for the first time, gonna meet the vampire family, and her boyfriend's sister, Rosalie, is like a first-class B, and she just doesn't like Bella, and she doesn't like humans, and she's skeptical of everything, and she's holding this salad bowl, and Bella walks in and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I already ate." And she's holding the salad bowl, you know, because vampires don't eat real food, and she crushes the salad bowl, and the salad bits go everywhere, and for some reason, Spirit is giving me that image. This is not to suggest you are a vampire or any kind of vampire energies around you or kind of energetic vampires. I actually don't see that. What I do see is this, you just kind of, it's almost like you're surrendering, like you're tossing everything up into the air and saying, "I surrender, Spirit. And whatever lands, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to be free and open to the messages that I receive." Such a strange way to get to that message, but that could resonate for somebody out there. Twilight is of a certain generation, so I know that I've been watching it a lot lately. What is clarifying it? I mean, I think 2025 is going to be a really good year for you. The Sun card, number 19 of the Major Arcana. You can't get any better than the Sun in the tarot. Maybe the Wheel of Fortune. Well, it depends on what your goals are. If your goals are clarity, illumination, and abundance, then this is kind of where it's at. I want to point out to you too, you know, all of this beautiful cloud energy. It's stunning. And it's almost like, you know, this opening here is making way for this light energy. Emphasis, you know how one of her eyes is covered up there, but it's an emphasis on the eyes. It's like use less of your physical sight and more of your, well, can't use less of it, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like, yes, you can see the physical world around you, but what is it that you feel instinctively with your third eye? The waker, we wake up with the sun, most of us, not all. What a... It's ethereal. Light as a feather, light as a cloud. So much illumination. I mean, these clouds are parting. I also do want to point out, though, you can see here, there's some tears falling. There's some tears, there's some revelation that you may have about things you have to leave behind, things that you know are not good for you anymore. It's all gonna become illuminated. So I'm gonna get the northeast, southwest positions of the compass for this reading from the Messenger Oracle. Outline your 2025. Beautiful. Now I'm going to get the 4 cards down for the base spread, northeast, southwest, and now the clarifiers from the tarot. All right. You know, 4 tarot cards on the, well, technically there are 5 tarot cards on the table. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are Major Arcana. Major Arcana, big energies of the tarot. The archetypes of human experience. Spirit's hand, right in, you know, smack dab in the center of all the action. Spirit is with you. Big time, 2025. You know, they also say, too, that cardinal signs, such as yourself, are just kind of coming into this new period of prosperity because Pluto has made some kind of transit. I don't know what they say, but they just say that the cardinal signs are where it's at. And I'm a Cancer, so I'm here for it just like you are. For the north position, these are the overall goals and themes that I see you setting out for your year. Remember, these are general readings for the sign of Libra. Do not fear the unknown. And I think I feel like there's this openness here because we don't know kind of what's on the other side of this tunnel of clouds. We can feel the sun peeking through, so we know that it's warm and it's welcoming, but we don't know what it is. And I think that you're embracing that, a little bit of that surrender energy coming back for you. You know, I'm not sure what's out there, but I'm open, right? I'm kind of, you know, when she's like wearing this cloak here, it's kind of, she's pulling it back a little bit so she can see better. She's showing her face a little bit. And it's clarified by the 2 of Wands. The Two of Wands usually talks about trying to figure out which direction we want to move into. Sorry, I just need to stop for a second because Spirit just moved one of the cards of the Messenger Oracle. I pushed it to get it out of the way, and Spirit literally, that card on the top just kind of slid, and I pushed it back and it slid again, so I'm going to take it. It says respect your boundaries. Respect your boundaries. So North position is the winter months, the first quarter of the year. I think that you are going to also, it's like you're going to be open to what is unknown, but if what you discover there feels not right for you, uncomfortable, if there's a person that doesn't feel right or a direction that doesn't feel right, you're not going to take it. You're going to be driven by your instincts. And I think that's, it might be new for you because Libras are usually, Libras have very good instincts, but at the same time, they're driven a lot of the time by their rationale, right? Like looking at things kind of intellectually. But I feel as though there's a lot more kind of feeling your way through situations. The card is in reverse to clarify with the Two of Wands. So instead of kind of being at this fork in a road where we're not sure, left, right, up, down, we don't know, you know. And every time you're met with a decision, you're going to feel your way into it and say, I got to go left, or I got to go right, or I got to go up or down. I know which way to go, and I'm just going to go there. Again, I may not know what's on the other side, but I trust myself at this point in my life. I've made some pretty good choices. I've gotten this far. I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust Spirit. I'm going to trust myself. Yeah, that feels kind of right. Because Libras have a reputation. I've said this many times in Libra readings. I have a Libra North Node. When you have something in your North Node, it's like the thing that's trying to teach you lessons. So I have a ton of Libras in my life, and watching them is always teaching me a lesson, or interacting with them. The thing that Libras are kind of notorious for, now, I can't say all Libras are like this, but all the Libras I know are like this. Sometimes they have a difficult time making decisions in a quick manner because they're always weighing their options, right? It's what you do. And it keeps you from being crazy and impulsive like some other signs. But I feel as though, you're still you, but that's kind of going to take a back burner to feeling your way through things. That's for the first quarter of the year, the overall themes. In the East position, what is rising? What is upcoming? It's beautiful fox energy, observe in silence. It's clarified by number 17, the star, Aquarius energy, your sister sign in your element of air. The star card is all about wish fulfillment and healing. Is observing in silence. So I think something's going to happen in the second quarter, like springtime months. And even if you don't have seasons where you live, first quarter, second quarter, take it as it resonates. But there's something that's going to happen in the second quarter that's going to cause you to hang back. There's a little bit of pause. So we start strong in the first quarter. It's like all systems go, all thrusters firing for a few months, and then in the springtime, I think you're going to, something is going to occur where it's going to cause you to pause and maybe tuck yourself away a little bit, because that's like the foxes. Foxes, they can be known as sneaky energy. They're the symbol of that. But this fox, I feel, is a little hesitant. It's just being cautious. So I feel like there's a cautious energy, and I think it's because of, I don't know, some past trigger or trauma that was teaching you a lesson, and something that you might be still healing from. So as an example, if, I don't know, if you had a kind of tumultuous relationship in the past, and then you meet somebody new that reminds you of that person in the way they look, for example. They're not that person, but they may have the same haircut or the same eye color or the same job or whatever. And it causes you to pause because, you know, this may be somebody that wants to be in your life, wants to get to know you, and there's a part of you that's like, oh, I've dated a person like that and I don't want to go down that road again. I'm still kind of recovering. I'm not going to write them off completely. I'm just going to observe their behavior. That's just an example. That it's important to be reflective. It's important to slow down a little bit in the springtime, which seems counterintuitive. Springtime energy starts to ramp up. Things start to come into bloom. People have more energy. The sun is out longer, right? The sun, ever so important in your reading. And yet, it's almost like take the springtime months, the second quarter, to focus on yourself, to put yourself first and foremost. Focus on your projects, focus on your interests, and whatever it is that you are observing, it will become more and more and more illuminated. I'm going to get a clarifier. Can you give me a hint, Spirit, as to what this is for Libra in the spring? Yeah, see? Things are going to become more and more illuminated. Ace of Swords. Aces bring new from Spirit. This is epiphany, clarity, and breakthrough. It's like the key that unlocks a lot of things. What is it unlocking? The Page of Cups. Yeah, Page of Cups is new friendship, new romance, but it's very in the beginning stages. Can also, in some instances, represent apologies. Apologies that you may have been waiting for a long time, that took a long time to come. It's like, why now? Spirit's going to provide that illumination. This is your suit, the suit of swords. So it's going to make sense to you. It's going to be talking in the language that you understand the best. But I do have a feeling this has to do with somebody new. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it is somebody new. And you're just observing their behavior, right? We should always go by what people do, not what they say. What they do and what they say should align. But when you observe behavior in people, that's when you really can tell what's going on in the noggin. In the South position, the underlying challenges. Well, this is great. You're aligned with the underlying challenges. You understand, know your fears. This actually strikes me as a really beautiful, what is it, like a tigress? Tigress? It strikes, I'm not afraid of this image. I mean, maybe it's not meant to be explicitly fearful, but like, it's intense. It's intense, but it just, again, it seems very ethereal. Kind of suggests to me, like, know your fears is kind of, are the fears all in the ethers, in the mind? Or are they actualized? Are you thinking about your fears so much that they become actualized, like the self-fulfilling prophecy, that kind of thing? It's clarified by the Death card in the reverse. This is Scorpio energy, number 13 of the major arcana. Another big energy from Spirit. Death card talks about, like, things coming to an end, death and rebirth, phoenix rising from the ashes, the butterfly being released from the chrysalis. The card is in reverse, though, so I think there's this fear that you may have, this challenge that you may have, that something that you've been holding on to might come to an end, but you kind of have to ask yourself, like, Should it come to an end? Maybe it might be better if it came to an end. But you're fearful of the ending. And I don't feel like it's about a physical death, although, you know, it could be, but I feel like it's an emotional situation where you feel like, you know, let's say you do, this is self-sabotage, right? But Spirit's giving me this example of, you know, somebody new comes into your life and it feels too good to be true, and then you find all the holes in it, and then you end up breaking up with that person. That's self-sabotage. And that's based on like a fear of abandonment, right? Fear that you're going to mess something up. Fear that something in the situation is going to mess up and it's just going to disappoint you. But just remember too that Spirit has so much to show you. Always come back to this forward focus that you have on accessing the unknown with your psychic ability, because everyone has psychic ability, everyone has their intuition. Focus on that. That leads the way for you in all things. Your instinct, your intuition. So whatever fears you may have, it's like, is it your ego? Is it your fear that's guiding you? Or is it your intuition? Eight of Cups in the reverse. It's difficult, something you don't want to walk away from, because this is the card of walking away. Whatever this is in the summertime, the south energy, quarter 3 of the year, there is something here that you don't want to end or walk away from. It's one of your biggest fears, and it's different for everybody, and you know what that is. Whether or not it ends or it doesn't end, I think Spirit is focusing on the fact that you need to address it within your own heart. Like, don't ignore it. Right? Because the card says know your fears. Don't ignore it. Look at it squarely. You know, talk to Spirit about it too. Just say, I'm afraid. I have such a good thing going and I'm afraid that it's going to end. Or, you know, what if I fail at this because I really want it? Or whatever your fears are. Everybody's fears are different. You know, what if I come out and express myself in a different way and people reject me? What if I start this new business and it just fails? Like, these are all very self-sabotaging, very self-limiting beliefs. Feels a little bit like devil energy, although the devil is not here yet. So really work hard on that in the summer months. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. The sun will illuminate it anyway. The light will shine on it. If you don't look at it, you may end up in a tower moment, right? Where Spirit's going to make you look at it. In the West, what is setting, what is being put to bed, right? This hyper vigilance. This is what I see because it says be vigilant. It's saying this is what we're putting to bed, what we're like kind of, it's not that we're saying no to it, but it's this sense that like in the fall, in quarter 4, ooh, sorry, I felt a fluctuation in my left ear. Your spirit guide's coming in. There's this sense of you know, the second half of the year, you may feel like you've been on guard, and Spirit is saying, it's almost like, let us protect you. Let us be there for you. Ask us for help. Don't sit with that fear in your body, that almost, you know, I don't want to say paranoia, but here's the word has come out now of failure, of loss, of defeat, of judgment, right? You're your own judge. Number 20, the judgment card in the major arcana, but this is a judgment call that you make. You're making this judgment call to answer the call of Spirit, to answer, you know, your life's destiny and your path. Sorry, I just want to turn on the light here. Your path, the path that's meant for you. You're going to step on the path that's meant for you. As the year progresses, it's going to become clearer and clearer and clearer. But again, Spirit it's like they can only open the door, you have to walk through it, right? You can see this kind of clarity at the end of the tunnel of clouds. You have to move through it. I'm going to get one more card of clarifier for the West position. What does the life blueprint have to do with? Look at this. The moon and the King of Swords in reverse. King of Swords is Gemini energy. The moon is Pisces. Major Arcana number 18. Very important. This is not common that the moon and the sun appear in the same reading. It talks about eclipse energy. Your spirit guides are really muting my ear right now. Like they're here. And another major arcana. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. It's a lot. There are going to be mysteries. And with the King of Swords in reverse, the King of Swords is like the expert, the authority. The King of Swords is usually a kind of a know-it-all. There's going to be this part of you, right? Again, I may not know everything there is to know, and maybe I like to be in that position where I'm completely overly prepared, but Spirit is saying, allow for there to be some mystery. You're not going to know everything. You're not going to be an expert at everything, but that's okay. Look at what's going on here. You see this bird vibe? Look at this bird vibe. That's significant somehow. And you know what else I'm going to tell you? Right before I turn on the camera to the reading, there's like a huge office medical complex, like right across the street. Like I would say it's like 40 paces from my window. And right before I turned on the camera, I pulled all the blinds up to try and get some natural light in. And all I saw were, I want to say like 40 crows just circling around the building. They're not there anymore. I don't know where they went. So Spirit is bringing that to my attention because I looked at it before I turned on the camera. I was like, that's interesting. Like, I wonder if that has to do with the reading. And here they are. Right? Maybe it's like, look to the birds for some kind of indication, some kind of signal from Spirit. They're your guides. But it's almost like Spirit is encouraging you to embrace the mystery. Go with what your instinct tells you. It's a brave act. It's a brave act to move when you don't have all the answers. And we can be smart about it. Like, I'm not asking you to be impulsive, but as we become more and more accustomed to our intuition, we work on it, we meditate, we quiet the mind, we focus, it becomes easier and easier and easier to trust ourselves. One last card of advice from Spirit. You see? Page of Wands. I call this my little Darwin card. It's all about curiosity. It's clear, right? Approach 2025 with the curiosity of a child and the maturity of an adult. You know, like, be an explorer within your own life. Read books, travel, ask questions, ask Spirit questions. Look for the answers, you're going to find them. That's your reading, Libra. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. If you're interested in a personal 2025 forecast, I do offer that on my Buy Me a Coffee link. But if this is where we leave things, I wish you a very abundant and blessed new year.